Blackstone presents The Old Nurse's Story and Other Tales by Elizabeth Gaskell. This book is read by Melissa Green, Kendra Murray, Bonnie Trost and Kylie Elliott.
The Old Nurse's Story, narrated by Melissa Green. You know, my dears, that your mother was an orphan and an only child, and I dare say you have heard that your grandfather was a clergyman up in Westmoreland, where I come from. I was just a girl in the village school when one day your grandmother came in to ask the mistress if there was any scholar there who would do for a nursemaid, and mighty proud I was, I can tell you, when the mistress called me up and spoke to my being a good girl at my needle, and a steady, honest girl, and one whose parents were very respectable, though they might be poor. I thought I should like nothing better than to serve the pretty young lady who was blushing as deep as I was, as she spoke of the coming baby and what I should have to do with it. However, I see you don't care so much for this part of my story, as for what you think is to come. So I'll tell you at once. I was engaged and settled at the parsonage before Miss Rosamond, that was the baby, who is now your mother, was born. To be sure, I had little enough to do with her when she came, for she was never out of her mother's arms and slept by her all night long. And proud enough was I sometimes when Mrs. trusted her to me. There never was such a baby before or since, though you've all of you been fine enough in your turns. But for sweet, winning ways, you've none of you come up to your mother. She took after her mother, who was a real lady born, a Miss Furnivall, a granddaughter of Lord Furnivall's in Northumberland. I believe she had neither brother nor sister, and had been brought up in my lord's family till she had married your grandfather, who was just a curate, son to a shopkeeper in Carlisle, but a clever, fine gentleman as ever was, and one who was a right-down hard worker in his parish, which was very wide, and scattered all abroad over the Westmoreland fells. When your mother, little Miss Rosamond, was about 4 or 5 years old, both her parents died in a fortnight, one after the other. That was a sad time. My pretty young mistress and me was looking for another.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?